What up? This is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment. How's it going, everybody? This is my review of the movie The Sisters Brothers. Sorry, I can't do this on jump cuts or edits, anything like that. I gotta do this straight up one take because I will be covering the LA Film Festival starting today all the way through next week. So this is my only chance to give this review to you before I head out because I won't have time after today. I'll be busy doing interviews and doing the red carpets there and covering the screenings and the Q&As. So before I go, let me do this real quick. The Sisters Brothers, what do I think of the film? It is one of the wackiest westerns with an uneventful ending. Let me repeat that. My mouth is slippery a little bit here. It's one of the wackiest westerns with an uneventful ending. And once you've seen the movie, you will totally get what I was talking about. It's interesting though, because earlier this year we had Damsel, which was a Western crime comedy starring Robert Pattinson and Mia Wasikowska. And now we have The Sisters Brothers, which is also a Western crime comedy. And it got me thinking, man, I mean, Western is a genre that's already few far between, very rare, and when we do get them, it's a crime comedy. And I'm not complaining, all right, but long gone are the days of Unforgiven, Tombstone, Wyatt Earp, you know, those serious brooding cowboys. But yeah, that's fine. The Sisters Brothers is entertaining, it's hilarious, the characters are funny, and they remind me of the characters from the Coen Brothers movies. You know, the Coen Brothers love to tackle stories about dumb criminals. Well, the lead characters in the Sisters Brothers are dumb criminals. So, because they are oblivious and they're ignorant sometimes of what they do or what they say, it's your stereotypical, you know, not so smart kind of outlaws. So let me read to you the synopsis real quick here. The story is set in 1851. It's about Charlie and Eli sisters, who are both brothers and assassins. They have blood in their hands, and the older of the two, Eli, played by John C. Reilly, rides hard with his younger sibling, Charlie, played by Joaquin Phoenix. Eli dares to dream of a normal life, while Charlie pretty much takes the lead in the duo's assignments, including this latest one, where they have to hunt down a fugitive chemist named Herman Kermit Worm, played by Riz Ahmed, who is also being chased after by Jake Gyllenhaal's character, John Morris. And this takes the Sisters Brothers through the mountains of Oregon, a dangerous brothel, and the gold rush land of California, a journey that will test the deadly family ties that bind. Yeah, it's funny how these characters are, like I said earlier, they're so ignorant. So you can totally easily convince them if you have a pretty compelling argument, and it will not take much. It would not take much to get them on your side, to get them to look at your perspective, to have them abandon whatever assignment they have and to join you. It won't take much because, you know, they're just driven by a lot of prospectors back in the day, which is gold and money and profit. They go where that target is at. So the interaction between John C. Reilly and Joaquin Phoenix, you know, because they are the title characters, the Sisters Brothers, are definitely the main focus and the interesting ones. They banter a lot, they argue a lot because John C. Reilly's character is the oldest one, so he's more wise. He's worried about the future. It's like, man, we're getting older. We can't be outlaws forever. We can't be out on the run forever. Come on, let's open up a store. Let's settle down. He's but the younger brother, played Joaquin Phoenix. You know, he's like, one day at a moment or one day at a time kind of guy. It's like, let's just enjoy this. Let's be drunk and be merry. Let's screw anything that moves. So it's like, that clash of like, no, you're not looking at the future. No, you're not looking at the present. That collides, and that takes much of the story of the beginning part of the film all the way until they encounter Jake Gyllenhaal's and Riz Ahmed's characters. And I think one can make an argument that uh, the way the film develops Jake Gyllenhaal's and Riz Ahmed's relationship uh, may not be as solid or fully explored, and that's totally understandable. Again, the title is the sisters brothers, not Morris and Herman. Um, but I think it's not done in a way that's underdeveloped or neglected in any way possible. I think you can find also some interesting parts about how Riz Ahmed's character Herman convinces Jake Gyllenhaal to see his point of view, to join him. Like I said earlier, it doesn't take much. Everybody's out for profit in the gold rush of the West at that time. Um, Another point that I have here on my screen is that the violence, is pretty brutal, but in a way that it doesn't milk it. It's brutal. The killings are in a way that's so graphic, but it's so fast that it just shocks you for a second, and it's there to remind you that this is the wild, wild west. So I think it's a good thing that the film doesn't dumb it down or water it down in any way possible. Uh, in the case of Eli, John C. Reilly's character, some of the violence that he has to go through because he has more of an understanding and wisdom. He's like, okay, we got to do this to survive, right? Otherwise, they'll kill us. But at the same time, it also sinks in. Whereas Joaquin Phoenix, Joaquin Phoenix's character, it doesn't sink in as much. He's not thinking through it. He's irrational at times. He's stubborn. He's sometimes greedy. So the idea of like, a horse's death or somebody's death, it doesn't weigh heavily on him as much as it does on John C. Reilly's character. So it's a very character-driven story among the sisters brothers. Not so much so on the part of Jake Gyllenhaal's John Morris and Riz Ahmed's Herman, but the friendship between the four, that's also another entertaining aspect. Much of the comedy in this film is, I wouldn't say a fraternity sort of joke, but it is kind of like, guys joking around with each other. It's like, making fun of each other's hair or the lingo or like the way of doing things. You see John C. Reilly's even like trying to brush his teeth for the first time compared to Jake Gyllenhaal's character, who's pretty much skilled at brushing his teeth. So that's where the humor goes. It makes fun of the simplicity or the ignorance of the wild, wild west at that time, way before people are more way before people become more progressed in their way of thinking. So yeah, it's an enjoyable film. My only kind of down or maybe negative point to it is that, as I said earlier, it has an uneventful ending. Not really disappointed by it, but at the same time, you have this entire arc of like the sisters brothers would talk to each other about actions have consequences. So if you kill somebody, their brother or their father or their mother or their siblings or their family members, they'll come after you. That's the idea, and the sisters brothers realize that. They know that that's their chosen career. They know when they kill people, somebody's gonna be out to get them. That murdered person. So throughout the film, we see that. We see the consequences chasing after them too. Because they abandoned their boss, and so to have that imprinted in the film, that consequences are chasing them. All of a sudden, they're not chasing them anymore. and it goes with a happy ending, I feel so like, man, uh, it gives you that uneven sense. Like, then why do you present that if you're not gonna end with that? Um, that's probably my only negative point that I have about the film, uh, because the uneventful ending just seems lazy and uninspired. Like, come on, you can put in some more thoughts into giving this these brothers a proper conclusion, but unfortunately the film does not. So yeah, that's it. That's my review of The Sisters Brothers. Share your thoughts about this in the comment section below. Share this video with all your friends on the YouTube verse, and as always, subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And again, if you can donate $2 or $3 per month to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Sign up there today and become my patrons. Let's rock this.